welcome to another episode of what was formerly the Review, but is now Zero If I Could. We did decide to change the name since we have an additional member. My name is Raul Zambrano.
I'm Brittany Hersbrun.
I'm Jake Disharoon.
But yeah, I think, well, the reason for the name change wasn't just because Jake joined. He didn't make us change the name, but I think it was very hard to search, right?
Well,
Yeah,
also, I made some
100%.
demands. I said, if you want me on your rinky-dink podcast, there's going to be some fucking changes around here.
Basically.
That's what I said.
Mm-hmm.
And Raul capitulated immediately. He was
I was
crying.
like, oh, absolutely. I'm Jake. Whatever you need, for the love of God, please.
And then
Come on our podcast.
we picked a name that Jake did not like.
Yeah, my condition was the name has to be changed. It doesn't have to be my suggestion.
Good.
It could be one that I fight rather hard against, but in the end, just give up on.
Well, I did think it was funny how initially you said, I don't care. And then we were like really arguing over the name for a bit.
We went back and forth. I was
Yeah.
not. I wasn't upset.
Liar, Jake.
Well,
You seem pretty upset.
see, tone gets lost in text, unfortunately. If we'd been,
So you were even angrier?
I was stomping my feet, punching holes in drywall.
And that's why you guys moved, because you ruined the
That's
last
right.
apartment.
Exactly. Yeah, I had to get out of there because I just hulked out all over the place. So
We should probably mention who came up with the name so that
Yes.
people, so that our fans know who to be upset about if they hate the name.
Jake, if you
or
would like
praise
to.
if they like the name.
Yeah, the name, I love the name Zero If I
like
Could, because a lot of people say they would give it 0 stars if I could in reviews. It's very common. And Craig Sutton, we had asked suggestions for names on Facebook. We got a lot, some good ones, some not so good ones.
Some awful
Yeah. But 0 If I Could, as soon as I saw that, I was like, that's kind of clever and fun. So I thank you so much for coming up with that idea, Craig.
Yes, thank you.
Good job,
Great
Craig.
stuff.
So it has been like a year since we've released a podcast. So we should probably get
Really?
like a little update on what's been going on in our lives. And Jake, if you don't want to, nobody knows about you anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, it'll just be a full blank slate. So, yeah, who cares? You guys go.
Okay, so Raul, what has been new with you since a year ago?
Let's see. I moved out of my parents' place, which is a huge goal at 31. Everyone dreams
You're
of getting
in
out of there.
your own room in your own house
Mhm.
right now.
Yep. Here it is, baby. There it
The
is.
exact appropriate age to get your own shelf for Funko Pops,
Yes.
far from the prying eyes of your mother.
Yes. Yeah. That was mostly the issue. Is she wouldn't allow me to have my my pop figures just anywhere, and so I was like, no, I'm moving out, Mom. And yeah. I live with Brittany now.
Mhm.
We moved in together, and so that's a recent thing that's happened to both of us.
Yeah.
And
I do want to
Mhm.
say that the way you just said that sounds like you guys are in a relationship.
I know. Well, we
I moved
moved,
in, and that's the new thing in my
And
life.
we moved into a
And-
3-bedroom house. We each have
Yes.
our own bedroom with our third roommate, Stephanie, who has
Yes.
been on the show before and is one of my best friends. So to clarify, Raul and I have not within the past year gotten into a relationship with one another.
But prior to that, maybe. We just
Who
don't know.
knows?
Yeah, who could say?
I mean,
I mean, yeah, that's probably what one of his ex-girlfriends thought, but no. What else is new?
I'm trying to do a lot of freelance video stuff now, just because it's like I was working for Vince, and Vince now during COVID times, like I can't work with him because he is like the 1% that will probably not make it if he gets it, and so can't really.
What a tough way to phrase that.
Vince,
I just
I
said,
think you'll be okay, Vince. I think
No,
you'll be
Vince,
fine.
you are so fucking dead, dude.
I would have
let's hope
said
for that vaccine.
I would
but
have said,
he's,
he's at high risk. If
Yeah.
No, he is.
You're like,
No,
no, he will die.
If he gets it, I'm murdering him.
Oh,
it's
I
not.
see.
It's separate from
Not a
from
health
the health
concern.
issues. No,
It's
no.
just-
I'm killing him.
Okay.
Uh,
well, hey,
But yeah,
tough but
so 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 with moving out, I had to like really like try to get my financial shit together, and it's been an interesting journey. And so
Maybe you could tell everyone about the last video job that you almost took.
Oh yeah. Okay, so so I'm like trying to find leads and stuff on video jobs, and this guy was like, hey, like I need like a little dedication video. It's like only a minute long, but it's also like, it was like minimum payment was like $400. I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. I'm like, let's do it. And then he sends me what he said like is his script, and then also on top of the script is a separate Word document about like what his vision is, I guess, or why he's doing it. And the whole thing is like a video dedication to Lindsay Sterling, which she's like a famous America's Got Talent like violinist. Like she was on the show, and she's been on a few other things, but a very like a pretty famous person. And just this long-winded thing about how he's destined to meet her, and he wants her attention, and this video will get her attention. And I love her so much. I've been, everyone tells me that this is like a medieval, like journey. I don't know. He said like medieval journey to someone's heart or some shit like that. Clearly, just an insane person, And so I was just kind of like, I don't know if I want to deal with this, although it would be nice to get paid, but at what cost?
Yeah, because I was like, if she doesn't respond to this video,
on the off chance, however unlikely it is, if she doesn't wind up dating this guy based on this video,
my work good.
He
so
could,
it's not like
but he
impossible.
Take out his rage on you and be like, it's because the video is shitty, and then try and murder you. Or like you've had someone stop by the house to like pick something up before. I said, if he saw Stephanie and I, he might become obsessed with us. And then now we're all in danger.
Do you play the violin?
You think that it's just about her playing the violin? Because then I guess I'm safe.
Well, I'm sure, yeah, I guess I would assume that requires a little like he's in love with talent and stuff. So.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
so
yeah,
so
then he would never like me.
No,
okay.
yeah.
Well, what if what if he hears the podcast and he's like, she's such an amazing podcaster. I have to have her.
Yeah.
You're as good a podcaster as this girl is at violin.
At violin. I guess, yeah, you're right. No, it's not impossible. Anyway, but so I had so my plan was like, I'm going to charge him on like an absurd amount. And if he says yes, then it's worth it. It's worth playing with fire. But he said no. So I was like, all right. Or actually,
he's not that crazy.
No, he's not that crazy. I'm like, I was hoping he was like $800 for a minute video crazy. But no.
Well, clearly he's just not that passionate about marrying this girl. So
yeah, you would pay as much money as you could afford in order to win the girl of your dreams, I would think.
Absolutely.
Yeah, love has no price, which is why, David, you should have gotten your video for $1,000 from me. You could have been dating her by now, but nope.
Yeah,
you fucked up, kid.
It just like creeps me out because there was another girl who was on The Voice. I forgot her name, but she had like a stalker, and then he shot and killed her at a concert. So it's like, it's just like, it's scary.
Yeah.
You could have been an accomplice to that. That would have gotten your name out there at least. You would be.
Yeah, the podcast would probably be pretty popular after that.
Yeah.
See, you got to think ahead. Marketing, baby.
Is that are you done with what?
Yes. Well, I was looking forward to hearing what your new stuff is.
So within the past year, I got a new dog, which anybody who follows me on social media for sure knows.
Is way too aware.
Well aware of, because I post him what is like a mental illness amount on my Instagram. It's like really sad and embarrassing the amount that I post him. Jake, you're nodding, but I don't even think you go on Instagram.
I do not have an Instagram, no, but
I
can just tell.
Every day I post. And I tell myself like, don't post something again today because you've posted him too many times. But then I'm like, oh, but it's so funny. And then so I don't know. But I want everyone to know. I know it's a lot. I know. But
you can't stop yourself.
I mean, I have nothing better to post about. Nothing's going on. And I do think he's very cute, but I'm sure some people like it. And I'm sure some people are like, I never want to see her fucking dog again as long as I live.
I think he's a very cute dog.
Yeah.
He's very, very handsome.
He's a nightmare. He's awful. He's the worst dog I've ever had.
That's what I was going to say is you post about this dog a lot, but every conversation I've ever had with you about
how much you hate him,
basically, is how he's Cujo. He's evil. He's destroying your life, wrecking everything in your home.
He recently like broke those doors or the sliding doors in your home.
Oh yeah, and he did run through the screen door on our deck and completely I don't know if he didn't see it or if he didn't care, but he just ran through it no resistance at all. And then the closet doors in my room at my parents' house, he completely knocked those down. We started a Dune book club. That's a new thing. Thankfully, Dune is such a large book that even though he's twice tried to destroy it, he's not yet eaten pages that I have not read. So
third time's the charm.
Yeah. But yeah, he's really, really poorly behaved. But I do think he's very cute and he's very nice. So there's that. And because of him, Stephanie and I were looking to get out of the apartment and into a house. And so that's why Raul, because of my dog, was able to move in to his own place because we were looking for a house.
I like the irony that we made this whole big thing. We're like, it's got to have a backyard, and then Ender's never there.
I don't.
I feel like you never have Ender in the backyard ever.
In retrospect, that backyard is not very dog friendly. So because our backyard is
that bad.
It kind of is. It's 3 different stories, and then so Ender will just run up and jump from one to another. It's just and also we have to go through Stephanie's room to go to the backyard. So it just becomes easier for me to just take him out. But it's still way more convenient than me walking down 3 flights of stairs like it was at the apartment. So
yeah, that's true.
It's way better regardless. Another new thing is I started running. So if anybody knows me at all for any period of time, I would always fail PE because the only thing they graded you on were the runs and I never did them. I would just walk and I literally couldn't run for more than a minute at a time ever. And then me and Ricky decided to do Couch to 5K, the app, and I completed it. So I've been running 5Ks and I would consider myself to be a runner now. I just do it as a hobby. I know.
It is both amazing. Of us, massive changes. You and your running made, kind of not being as much of a child. It's good.
Yeah. And then I also I gave myself my own Brazilian wax the other day.
That fits into your
that's
yes.
Those are your 3 main events.
Here's why it's relevant because you can't really I guess I could go to a salon now because they're open, but I don't really want to. It sketches me out. So that's been an issue throughout the past year. It's so somebody online said that they have started to do it themselves and it saved them a lot of money. And I was like, if this girl can do it, not but just if anybody can do it themselves, I can do it myself. I love shit like that. So
that's
and
true.
it was so easy and way less painful than when I go to get it done professionally because you're doing it yourself. So when you're hurting yourself. And it was just incredibly, I was just so successful that I was really baffled about it. Mind blown, crazy.
Yeah, how do these places even stay in business if you can just do it at home?
I for sure know not everybody would be able to do it themselves, I'm sure, but it's just it's gonna save me $600 a year.
But I do like that. Brittany had sent her newly waxed vag pic to Stephanie.
And Clarissa.
And I was with Caitlin at the time, and she was wildly offended. Caitlin being, one of Brittany's best friends, and she was wildly offended that she did not get this vag pic, beyond consolation.
Well, because to be fair, Stephanie and Clarissa asked for it because Clarissa used to wax herself, and Clarissa and Stephanie both wax. So we were talking about the experience of it.
Mhm.
Caitlin doesn't wax. So why would I just like show her a picture of my vagina for no reason? And if she wants to see it, I would gladly show her. But like I just didn't think it would interest her.
So she just felt she was just like, are we just not friends anymore? So maybe next time consider Caitlin's feelings when you're sending a vag pic.
Okay,
I
if I grow out my vagina hair, then I will send a picture of that to Caitlin. Is that rude? Is that rude? Is that really mean? Is that like? I wasn't trying
I
to
don't
be. I thought it was funny.
You know Caitlin better than us. So.
Yeah, and I do think that she would actually like that.
Very proud of having vag hair and like not shaving, and I think it's amazing and brave.
Yeah. It is brave, definitely heroic. In fact, she's better than like the 9/11 first responders for that, in my opinion.
It's hard to be a woman and not conform to what society thinks that you should look like, Jake. So I agree with you,
Jake.
So I'm right. Yeah, exactly.
So what's new with you, Jake? What's old and new with you? Because nobody knows you.
Okay, all right. The last 32 years. Let's see.
Ooh, you're 32.
You're 31.
Gross.
All right. I don't know. I don't know if you guys have been reading the news, but there's this whole pandemic thing going on. So I've been staying in a lot.
Is that different from what pandemic Jake was like?
Yeah, I mean now I'm staying in, and it makes me brave. I'm actually cool to do that.
Yeah.
People should really applaud me for staying in and just gaming for 8 hours a day. Where before it was like gross, but now like, wow, you're really doing your part. Thank you. And they salute me like I'm a serviceman.
You're saving lives.
Absolutely. Hundreds of people would be dead without me. But yeah, we moved. Me and my roommate moved into this much better, much nicer place.
And as you can see, if we post this, every wall is completely blank.
Yeah, well, that hasn't changed.
Yeah.
That's every room I've ever lived in since I was a kid, since my mom stopped decorating for me.
Even as a child, you weren't like, oh, a poster of like my favorite movie or show. Nothing?
When I was really little, maybe. But like if someone gifted me a poster, I think I got a Star Wars poster when I was 8 or 9, and that wound up on my wall, but I would never seek out decorations for my
Have you seen the movie We Need to Talk About Kevin?
Yes.
Okay, because you know how that mom, Raul, have you seen it?
No.
Okay, well, it's good. You should watch it. But so you know how that mom like ignored all of the signs that her kid was a serial killer?
Uh-huh.
Do you
go on
think that your mom was ever like,
suspected you?
Yeah.
Of maybe being a psychopath?
Because I would think it was a little weird if my kid wanted just wanted a white room.
I feel like it's a much more like, because I don't care, like I like having a few decorations, but I feel like women really don't like men not having anything at all.
I mean, I don't have anything on my walls, but there's enough shit in my room that it like looks
there's character in it.
Yeah, but there is something creepy about. I guess your bedspread is not white, so I have been in a man's room before where everything was white. Yeah, it has been a long time,
Brittany.
But everything was white. Like it was just like it was very it was
sterile,
creepy. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to be clear, I don't have like some philosophical opposition to having decorations. Like I don't care either way. And since it would take some amount of thought or effort or money in order for there to be something on my wall, it just hasn't happened.
Let's buy Jake a poster.
We are going to buy him so many decorations.
We're going to get you a Dune
We'll force him to put it all up.
You could get me posters, but there's a very small subset of posters that I would probably put up.
You wouldn't put up a Dune poster to remind you of our first book club selection?
As soon as I finish the book, I will.
You never say how far along you are. How far along are you?
Oh, yeah. How far are you?
Oh, I haven't read it in like a month. I'm at like 120 pages.
Oh, Jesus. Ooh.
What?
Jake, you're not going to make it.
Oh, my God.
We have till October of
You're
next
not going to make it.
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, if I stick to 0 pages a month, then yeah,
Yeah.
I'm fucked. But
I literally will read 2 pages a night and think I'm like fucking heroic. Like, oh my God, I read so much Dune tonight. And it's like, I do like it. I don't
it's
dislike
good.
it at all. I just cannot bring myself. Most of the time I will message you guys, I'm about to read Dune. And then we get in an hour conversation about something else. And then that's all my time that I set aside to read Dune. And then I'll read 2 pages of it every time.
Well, I mean, maybe I should set a regiment of reading 2 pages a night because.
Well, then you would be on page 240 and you wouldn't look so silly right now. So
I know,
You do look dumb.
I'm covered in shit.
I think Caitlin is actually further than you.
Caitlin is
Oh,
further.
Jesus. Ooh.
Oh, that hurts to hear. All right, well, that's
And
the
she
kick
hates
in the
it.
pants I
He
need.
literally hates
Yeah,
the book.
Caitlin hates it a lot.
Right. Well, she doesn't really like fiction in any way. So
Science fiction.
no, it's all fiction. I was going to say. Well, I mean, I guess she likes
based on her
Titanic.
movie taste.
Yeah, she likes Titanic, right? And that's it.
That is
Well, and also Videodrome.
Yeah, but Videodrome is a fucking great movie.
No,
Anyway.
what the fuck are you guys talking about? It's so weird.
It's people are going to listen to this and they're going to hear you say you don't like Videodrome and they're going to lose respect for you.
I understand why it's a cult classic in the way that like there are a lot of like ironically like bad movies that people like.
Not
What is good about it?
okay. Aside from what it's saying, it's fucking cool. Like the effects are cool. It's so weird and out there. James Woods is great in it.
Jim Woods has a lot of sex in
gross.
it, and it's disgusting.
Yeah, maybe.
Absolutely it is. He's gross. He's a horrible person too, but he's good in Videodrome.
But that's who you're supporting. You're supporting James Woods by liking this movie.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I did like when his stomach would open up like a vagina and like he like stuck his gun in there and stuff. That was cool, but that was like the only cool part. I can't like love a movie because of that.
Yeah,
Or maybe-
that is.
I don't know.
I don't know, that's enough for me. Guy has a giant stomach vagina and puts a gun in there. That's all I need to hear. I'm sold.
Yeah, if you had said that to me before I watched it, I would have been like, well, that's got to be the best movie of all time. But I don't know. I just didn't like it.
For our listeners, maybe just watch that clip, and then that's the movie. You know,
I was
so that the
also-
rest of the movie doesn't disappoint you.
Videodrome is a classic horror movie, and everyone should watch it. That's
I was
my
also
opinion.
having horror movie fatigue because I did 31 scary movies in 31 days for October. And this is by the end where I had missed a couple days. So I was doing like 4 a days, you
You
know?
were kind of close.
Yeah.
You
And
almost didn't make it.
so maybe that had something to do with it. But considering Raul and Stephanie hated it too, and they weren't already watching so many.
And we have respectable opinions.
Yeah.
Both Stephanie and I. So not like some people we know.
I have great taste. You know what? I don't want to get stuck in the mud on this because you guys are just going to look so silly. Can we do some reviews?
Yeah.
Oh, we should look up reviews for Videodrome eventually.
Oh, we should. Raul or Jake, you find a 5-star one and we'll find some 1-star ones.
Okay.
So this is for the Slotzilla zip line that's in Vegas, the one that goes over, you know,
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
in Fremont. I don't know if it's I think, I don't know. Anyway, it says, this place is shit. I can't believe they are allowed to put people in danger. They are rude, arrogant, and all over. Don't care about the customers. We spoke to the manager and she didn't care at all. She was rude. Don't use this company at all. The rudeness is not worth it. The girls at the front desk are straight up bitches. And then there's a comment from the owner. And it says, wow, Irina, sorry to hear the experience was so disappointing. No one's in danger, but we hear you about room for improvement in terms of customer interactions. Thank you for taking the time to share your thoughts, as awkward as they are.
Ooh, I got the little jab there right
I
at
mean,
the
yeah,
end.
yeah. I mean, they
Love
might
that.
have a point if like the reply still has to be like "fuck you," you know.
Well, I mean, but you can't just call the workers bitches.
No,
Yeah.
that's true.
You just can't do that, even
But
if they are.
I don't know. If you're gonna like, if I'm doing a zip line thing over Fremont Street where there's like tens of thousands of people, I want to feel real safe, you know?
Sure.
And I want the people working there to not be bitches because I'm going to be scared.
Well, I've always heard that bitches get shit done. So maybe that just means they're so competent that any of your inane questions are just pestering them. They're like, yeah, we got this. We got this shit. This is our job. We know what we're doing. Shut up and get in the zip line.
Just all these alpha dudes are working at this zip line. Just like, yeah, go for it, you pussy.
I mean,
I was imagining more as them as dominatrixes, just sort of
okay.
just shaming you into putting on the harness.
That is the approach that really worked for me with my personal trainer. So maybe you're right, and that would like work really well if I was scared at a zip line.
Also, I'm thinking about tourists that go to Vegas. And then, well, it seems like one of those things that would be fun to do if you were drunk, but also...
No, that would be the worst time to do it, I feel like. Yeah.
I don't know. You would have to be the very right level of just like coming out.
Like you're just kind of buzzed. Go do it.
And you know how you guys are always at that perfect level, you know? Like how you can definitely judge when that is.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Brittany, do you know that perfect level?
I know that perfect level that exists for like 5 seconds until you think you need to maintain it, which just pushes you way over the edge.
I have to stay at this exact level of drunk.
No,
so
when you
half a quart of
feel that moment, then you're like, oh, it's pill time, baby. Just drop a Xanax in or something.
Can you imagine? I would like love to just taking a Xanax and doing the slot line would be really nice.
Oh, that'd be so peaceful.
Oh, it would be really great. Yeah.
As soon as COVID's over, which any day now, as far as I'm concerned, we got to go and do this zip line and re-review it for the show.
Okay. That's a good idea.
And decide if the people working there are actually nice and cool or just awful monsters.
Well, we're nice and cool, so I think that
they're going to reflect that energy back to us. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
One of us needs to be an asshole to see if that draws it out of them.
I was actually going to bring up last time we were in Vegas, we went to a show together. And or maybe it was the time before last, but anyways, it was for whatever reason, they were taking pictures of people at the entry to the show. And it was me, Raul, and Jake refused to be in any of the pictures. So me and Raul were having a blast, having to take our picture looking like the happiest we've ever looked in our entire life. And Jake is off to the side on his cell phone. And the guy is like taking pictures of Jake not wanting to be in pictures. And Jake is just like, I'm not going to do it. So you're not always so nice to people.
Well, I don't view that as rude. He asked me if I wanted to take a picture, and I said no. And then
that sounds pretty rude. Listen to what you just said.
Absolutely not.
He said, "Do you want to take a picture?" And the answer for me,
said, "Fuck you."
100% of the time, at any point in my life, is no. I do not want to have my picture taken. And then he started like pressuring me to do it. Like, oh, come on. And once that happens, once someone's like, oh, come on, I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. Now I'm never doing this.
Well,
I immediately shut down, and I'm just not gonna.
Had a little to do with Raul and I egging the guy on to like want you to be in the pictures as well, but
probably, yeah, sure. But I mean, I wasn't mad at the guy. I hope I didn't ruin his night. I was just like, yeah, I don't like having my picture taken. It's kind of my whole jam. So you guys have fun, and he was like, no, you have fun too. You must also have fun in this way.
Yes.
Yeah, he's just looking out for you. You know, you're in Vegas. You're among friends. You know, we just wanted a nice little memory, and you just got to go and ruin that, Jake.
And if we had just taken the picture without incident, do you think we'd have this memory right now that we're talking about?
I don't even think would be mid-pandemic if you would have taken that picture.
Oh, so it's sort of like a chaos theory type thing.
Yeah. You know, it's like like the wings of a butterfly. You know.
Yeah, I'd love to unravel how exactly that happened, but I just don't think we have the time.
I don't think we have the time. Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, but it's 90% sure that that's true. Yeah.
All right, I want to do a review here. This review is for the San Diego Public Library.
Oh God.
It's a 1-star review. This is my second visit to the new library. The 8th floor has a quiet study room with a great view. The clientele, however, takes a little getting used to. On both visits, I used the men's restroom on the 8th floor, and on both visits, the restroom had someone living in it. I'm not sure, but it might have been the same person. Today, the men's room occupant was busy washing his socks in the only sink that had a working faucet. He was gracious enough to pull his socks out and let me negotiate around his razor and toothbrush in order to wash my hands. It might take some getting used to, but today I'm giving it only 1 star because I thought it was supposed to be a library.
I like how you put quotes over.
Well, that's how he wrote it.
Oh, okay. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, if you know where that library is, 100% there's somebody living in that bathroom for sure.
The image of him like walking in, and this guy's just washing his socks, and he's like, "Oh yeah, oh you need to, okay, oh so sorry," you know.
Yeah.
The worst part about it for me is him having to like hover over the guy's toothbrush. Well, you're washing his hands over another person's toothbrush. It's just like, what a fucking nightmare for all involved, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I just got nothing but sympathy for the guy who has to live in the library. I'm sure this isn't like his ideal situation or anything. Yeah. So you got to wash your socks at some point.
Yeah.
And hey,
what better place?
Bathroom at the San
That's
Diego
the place to do it.
Library. You can do it there.
Do you think there's a lot of people who've like seen that guy and they're just like, it's not my job? Like, and that's why he gets killed there, because there's a librarian who's like, it's not my job to kick him out. There's probably the janitors at night who are like, not my fucking job.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, if you work at a library, you open the door, you see that guy washing his socks. He stops and just stares at you, and you're like, do I get paid enough to fight with this guy? No.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if it's like a crazy person.
I mean,
well, he doesn't sound crazy to me.
Yeah.
No, that sounds like a reasonable.
Keeps his socks clean.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, say if you're working at the library and you're just walking around and there's just like that, that insane person just like, yelling and knocking books over, then, for sure it's like, yeah, I don't think I want to. Yeah, that's
the
true.
one rule. If this guy was loudly washing his socks, he'd be out of there. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
So he's keeping the volume under control based on his extended residency at the library. You got to give him that at least.
I almost got punched by a homeless person the other day.
What did you do?
I went to pick up sushi at Ricky's Sushi in North Park, and there was a crazy homeless person who was standing like blocking the door area. So in my head, I made like, I could have done one of two things. I could have stood there waiting for him to leave, or I could have just pretended he was any other person and walked around him. So I'm like, I'm just going to act like he's a normal person and walk around him. I feel like if I stand here staring, waiting for him to get out of the way, he's going to get more agitated, even though he was like clearly very agitated. So I walk around him and I step to like wait to wait for my to-go order. And then he like, as soon as I step around him, he like turns super fast and like cocks up as if he's gonna like hit me. And I was like, no. It was so scary. But then he just got all crazy, and then he walked into or like along the street, and he started knocking over a bunch of signs and stuff.
He's on a warpath.
Well, what would you guys have done?
I don't know. I think he would have just
I would have fought him
by me.
Just preemptively, just like we might as well just fucking start now. Put him up.
I think he would have seen me and went like, "Oh, excuse me, let me open the door for you, sir. I can tell that you have important business to be on at Ricky's Sushi."
Right.
Well, I wasn't gonna not get my food. Like, that's not an option.
Absolutely.
What do you think? Why do you think he didn't hit me? What do you think he realized in that second?
That you were a woman?
I think it was like he didn't realize I was pretty until he like.
Yeah. If you were an ugly, you would have gotten knocked the fuck out.
Well, this has nothing to do with being ugly, because Clarissa is very pretty, but she has gotten hit by like 3 different homeless guys. We want to make it.
Are you implying she's not pretty enough to not get hit, Brittany?
No, this is completely unrelated, but we want to make it a Guinness Book of World Records for her. So we want to get it to like 10.
So this is something you guys are aiming to do?
Yeah.
How many homeless people can Clarissa get hit by?
3, it's like kind of funny, but like if it's gonna be 3, then it might as well.
This will be 10.
Yeah.
How do I support this? Where do you guys have a GoFundMe, or like how do we make this happen?
I don't know. I think we just need to get her to walk around downtown more, probably.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can imagine her escalating certain situations that other people might not.
There,
I can see
was
that
only,
happening.
I think, one situation in which she like what is it called when you respond back to somebody? Engaged. When she engaged with them. I think the other 2 times it was like purely just like real out of nowhere. I think.
Just random chance. Well,
Yeah. I could be wrong. Maybe she engaged all time, but she never
Yeah.
did. She doesn't deserve
She's just a
I didn't say she
hobo.
deserved it.
She's just like a hobo fist magnet, you know. They
yeah,
come to her.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I would never say she deserves it, but yeah, I mean, I can imagine her engaging more than I can imagine you engaging. I would imagine that your reaction would just be, oh, what? No.
I'm not a pussy. I would give him a mean
Well, I
look.
mean, based on the story. Oh, whoa, okay.
Yeah, I
But
would.
based on your story, you.
Oh well, when he
But I
was,
think what you just did right now was the exact
yes, when he was
impression
about
yourself earlier.
yes, when he was about to hit
Okay.
me, of course I did that. But I mean, like, if some homeless person was yelling crazy shit at me in the street, I would give him a mean look. I wouldn't be like, oh, sorry.
No, I'm talking about the situation in which he's about to hit you.
Oh, well, then yeah, I would be terrified. Yeah.
Just like that. Yeah, but not
And I
everybody
think-
would do that. Some people would be
And
like,
I think Clarissa
do it.
is more like fucking yeah, exactly. Would be like, then are we gonna go or what? You know?
I'm blending all of the stories together of when she got punched in my head, so I can't confirm or deny that.
well, once she gets to 10, we should have her on to review her experience of getting punched in the face by 10 random homeless people.
Jake, you have a review for us?
Yes, I do. This is a review of Carl's Jr.
Ooh, yum.
Gang members eat free. Total gang-infested nightmare. The food is, I suppose, as good as any CJ. Employees are, believe it or not, ... gang members too. I literally saw a parolee gang member just demand what he wanted, and they gave it to him free. If you like getting mad dogged while you're trying to enjoy your double cheeseburger with piercing eyes that look right through you, hey, this is the place for you. Service subpar as anything in the general area of NoHo. The drive-through service may be okay. The restaurant itself is a nightmare. Employees don't seem very concerned about anything. So my favorite part about that is the quote-unquote gang member, which I'm skeptical that this person was necessarily in a gang as opposed to being
Just being like ethnic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is he getting free shit though?
Well, that's what I was going to say is the guy demanding free food. It just sounds like you witnessed a robbery. I don't think this was like it's just like some
Yeah,
sort
was
of,
there, and that's why he thinks that there's like they're gang members because they were just holding a gun to the cashier, and then she's like, "Oh, look at these gang members getting free food."
Also, who goes into a Carl's Jr.? Like, you're also fucking weird. Nobody goes in. Why aren't you going through the drive-thru? Why are you going into the restaurant and then judging how it's gross? Yeah, like nobody goes and eats in a fast food place.
yeah, you drive through, my friend. That's the only way. Yeah, if you go hang out at Taco Bell, I'm sure you're going to witness the biggest fucking weirdos in all of Los Angeles County. But that's why you don't do that. You get in the drive-thru, you only see the nice person handing you your food, and then you go home. And there's no gang incidents, quote unquote. How does he know this guy's a parolee too? That's a very specific.
Wait, what is it? Parole?
A parolee. Like he's on parole.
Okay.
How would you
You even
how
know
could
that?
you possibly gauge this guy is in a gang? A, B, has gone to jail. C, was released from jail on parole. D, is still currently on parole.
Like, unless he had like an ankle monitor while he was working, then I suppose you could make that assumption.
Maybe his parole officer was with him.
Maybe he thinks that the Carl's Jr. star is a gang sign.
Maybe.
That's my theory. It's like they all had the same.
They're all wearing the same clothes.
They're all wearing the same polos. Like
Fucking
gang members.
CJ's, bro. Fucking CJ's.
This is what I hate about when something like this happens and somebody rates the restaurant because of it. Like, if somebody is demanding free food from me and I'm working at a Carl's Jr. and they're really scary, like, yeah, I'm going to give them free fucking food. And sorry about it. Like, what does that have to do with Carl's Jr.?
Not me. I'm gonna put my life on the line. I'm making $7.25 an hour here, and I'm not giving a free order of large Carl's Jr. French fries to anybody. They can shoot me dead. Pry these fries from my cold, dead hands.
Junior bacon cheeseburgers are
Hopefully
worth
they'll
a
still be
lot.
warm.
Yeah, they got some Beyond Burgers at Carl's Jr. Very good. They're Western burger, Western barbecue, something like that. Pretty good.
Nice. They have malts, so I'm a fan of that. I like Carl's Jr.
Yeah,
Carl's
Carl's
Jr.
Jr. is good. It's solid.
Yeah, I don't care that it's run by gang members. That's
No,
fine.
That's probably what makes it delicious, you know?
Keep them
They're
off the
good.
streets.
Exactly. I'd rather have them in there than out selling drugs.
Yeah.
Sell me a milkshake instead of cocaine.
Honestly, that probably was a drug interaction. He's like, I want to.
Oh yeah. Maybe.
Yeah. He just, you
Can I
have to-
get some coke? You know.
That-
I read there was like a
quote unquote.
yeah. There was like some McDonald's that used to do that where like one of the guys was like a drug dealer and they would do the drive-through and they had some kind of code word and he would put it in the bag, you know.
Yeah.
That's super smart. How did he get caught ever?
Gave it to the wrong person, I think.
Yeah. Actually, I know. Generally, I think that
Opened their bag. Was like, hey,
and they had what the there's
there's
coke.
an eighth week.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it would have to be something that's not actually on the menu.
Imagine, look, I'm not a drug guy, but imagine going to a drive-through, ordering a burger and some fries, getting home, opening the bag, and there's a bunch of drugs in there, and then being mad about it.
I mean,
would be
I
like,
just
wow, today's
Yeah.
my day.
I just wouldn't do them, but I would, certainly not report it.
No. Well, yeah, you don't snitch about that.
Mm-mm.
You give it to your less discerning friends. Like, hey, you want some Coke I found in a Carl's Jr. bag?
Well, there are definitely people who would do it no matter what. Like, Raul, do you think you would do them?
It depends on the drug. If it's like
Well, what if, I mean, you
What if
could
it's
think
heroin?
it's Coke. You don't know.
What if it's
Wait, what?
black powder
Oh,
heroin?
heroin, no. But
Okay.
anonymous cocaine in a bag, I'd consider it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, it's like, you know, I mean, someone was purchasing it, you know, and I think it might be good.
Yeah, you got to imagine that guy wanted somebody to have it, and he wants that person to be a return customer.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah. Maybe it was just like the first one's always free, you know. Now I know the spot.
yeah. Well, now I have my Carl's Jr. that I go to. Know that for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Somebody's trying to kill people in the drive-through. That's also a possibility.
That's just your paranoia talking. There's no monsters in the world, Brittany.
You're so
People murder
negative.
people more
Yeah.
than people give people free drugs.
But it wasn't meant to be free, and that's how it's a solid lead.
And then, but then what? Then the person gave them extra money, and like the cameras didn't pick that up, or what? Raul,
Oh, I don't fucking know. I don't know. I wasn't there, dude.
How does your little system work, Raul?
No, it's not. I don't sell drugs at 1540 Avocado Boulevard, Carl's Jr. All right,
All right, that's good enough for me.
so this review is for a restaurant in San Diego called Queenstown Public House, which is very good. And it says, interesting how they have a bathroom for humans and another one for women. My transgender friend and I came to get a drink at this establishment, at which point they asked me why it is so. I don't have the answer. Perhaps the management can explain. If you're going to have a gender neutral bathrooms, great, but they should all be gender neutral. Pretty sure management will read this and not do anything differently. If so, here are some other options that may suit your genetic discrimination in bathrooms. Humans/blue eyes only. Humans/blonde hair only. Humans/white skin only.
I like that. All of that describes Jake.
Yes.
I don't have blonde hair.
Basically.
Your beard is basically blonde.
It's brown. It's quite dark, actually.
When you had
Well, but
hair,
when you had hair, you were a blondie.
I was not
You were,
blonde.
you
My
were
hair
a
is
dumb
brown.
fucking blonde.
yeah,
My hair is brown.
it was
This
like
is
dishwasher
insane.
blonde. It was dark blonde.
We remember your real estate picture with your
And
fucking
your karate
your,
picture.
your
certainly.
faux hawk.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, my hair was light brown, but it wasn't, I'm not blonde. That's outrageous slander.
So I just think this Raoul is very obnoxious. This review,
You're right.
I think this review is really obnoxious because it's like clearly this place is trying to be inclusive. I mean, maybe they're missing the mark. Sure, I don't. But I mean, why don't you go on a rant at every other place that just has men and women? Like this one is at least saying humans for everyone, and then one for women. I don't know. That's just my like.
I think I kind of get what they're saying, because the implication of having a human's bathroom and a women bathroom is women do not fall under the category of humans.
We don't. We're not.
It is weird to have a gender neutral bathroom and then a female only bathroom. Like that's, and no male bathroom. That's very strange to me. If they're individual bathrooms.
I don't know. I just think, like I'm saying, whatever, maybe they're wrong and it's offensive, fine. But it like, I think that at least you can tell that the establishment is trying to care about that and trying to do the right thing. So like, I think maybe instead you could talk to them and be like, hey, like me and my transgender friend are here to tell you why that's actually offensive, because they obviously care about that. And most places only have men and women bathrooms, and they're not taking their anger out on them when this is an establishment that is like trying to do what they think is the right thing.
Yeah, that's a good point. Plus, I mean, if you're a trans woman, it seems like you can use either one. So I don't understand how this is specifically anti-trans. It's weird, I'll give you that, but everybody can use the human one, right? I guess no dogs? Is that what they're trying to communicate there?
Rude.
Sorry, Ender.
Yeah.
You'll have to destroy a different establishment.
Seriously. Raoul, do you have thoughts on this review?
Not particularly.
Oh, okay.
And that's the end of that.
Okay. Well, I guess we have to wrap up the podcast now. Raoul's done discussing the reviews.
I do like that. I don't know if you've the gender neutral restrooms are typically like they used to be family restrooms. I don't know if you've noticed that. I just always thought that was like, it just seemed like such a lazy solution to me. It was like, and you know how there's like a big bathroom. Well, now we'll just slap this on. Do
you want them to build a whole new bathroom when they already have one?
A fourth bathroom. That's what I want.
Also, family restrooms are funny because, like, whose dad is like everybody? My mom took me to the bathroom every single time.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know. I feel like the only good public restrooms are the single occupancy ones, where it's just like one room.
I don't know.
I love those.
I know that this is probably going to be an unpopular opinion, but sometimes it actually makes me more anxious when I have to poop in public.
Why?
Because then there could be a line full of people waiting for you, the one person, to get out of that bathroom. And if like your stomach hurts or something, you might be in there for a while. And everybody, you can't be like, oh, somebody else took a long time. Everybody knows it's you. And then I always feel more pressure when it's like, if it's a stall with several ones, then at least people can come and go to the bathroom while you're going.
I get that, but I mean, everyone knows, there's like
I do
a waiting period if there's
shit in the bathroom sometimes. I do.
I mean, you just assume that someone's taking a shit, and that's going to be a while, and so either wait or come back later.
Yeah, but it just makes me feel really like pressured and like panicked to like be quick about it when sometimes you can't.
I can't think of a single time.
Yeah, but this is a very Britney thing, just because she gets the big D like pretty often. She gets diarrhea very often, and so you and I can't relate as much because we have solid shits, and so it's not as a bad thing that happens to us.
I get a lot of public stomach aches, and I can't I'm not a person who's because when I was a kid, I had really bad stomach problems. So I just got to the point where I was like, I'm not going to sit here in pain and refuse to go to the bathroom in public. So, but I still get nervous about it.
Has it ever?
You're pooping.
Has this ever happened to you where you're using the handicap stall and then there's someone actually waiting to use it?
No, that's
happened to me like twice.
Yeah, I'm
like, this never happens. What are the odds of this? And then it happened again later. I'm like,
Is
I
it
like the space. I
is
like
it
room.
the rule that nobody uses that stall unless they're handicapped, like ever?
I mean, if the
No.
other one's full, then yeah,
Yeah.
you got to go in there. But
I mean, that's what people do, but are you supposed to not?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know that there's any particular rules about this.
I don't know. Morally, I think it's fine, unless there's a handicapped person.
I didn't know that there was someone gonna come in that was handicapped. I just happened to be using it, and then I get it, and I'm like, God damn it! You've probably been waiting.
Did they seem upset?
Oh yeah, the first one that I remember was clearly very angry.
Really?
Yeah, because they even because I didn't really realize what was happening. I was just in there, obviously just kind of tuning out and on my phone, and I hear their caretaker go like, oh, just like be patient. Like he was clearly getting angry, and they had a caretaker, and the caretaker was like trying to calm him down because he was so upset that I was using it.
I have
And so yeah,
about this.
Huh?
Okay, so my one side of me is like, do you think that you should never have to wait to go to the bathroom? Like you're getting so angry because you had to wait to go to the bathroom like everybody else. But then the other side of me is like, if they are disabled to the point where they can't really hold it,
Yeah, I don't know.
Sure.
then I don't know. So I could go either way.
Yeah,
I do get that, but the insane anger is very strange because there's no way this is like the first time that has ever happened to you. Why aren't you used to that?
Raul, how long did you take? Let's start there.
I think I was taking a little bit. I think it was like because I was on my phone, and so I was taking my. I was, it was like a several stall, restroom, and so of course I'm just doing my business, and I'm like checking my phone and stuff, and so I definitely probably took a little longer than I usually do, and so
You
yeah,
become the villain once again.
yes, as it happens,
Just
and then I
using your
walk
phone.
out, and I'm like, whoops, sorry,
Did he accept your apology?
No, he just seemed infuriated, and
Well, if he got COVID, then he's certainly dead. So
all is well in the world. But also, a lot of people have what's called the pee bags and diapers and stuff. I would think. Yes. I couldn't think of the word.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's what our reaction is for.
Yeah,
but
so you're saying just shit at the table.
Yeah, that's what it's for.
Well,
No, I don't know if you guys know this, but I was a caretaker for someone who was quadriplegic, and he happened, to have the bag and the diapers, and so, sometimes,
okay, because I was gonna ask. I thought if they had a colostomy bag, it's because they were unable to go the other way. You can.
That's true. That's probably true.
Some kind of intestinal issue where you just can't shit normally.
Yeah, I didn't think it was like, well, if you want to go to the bathroom, you can. But also, here's this too.
It's very convenient. It seems like it would save a lot of time.
So this girl that I work with, she used to work at another place, and there was a girl who had a colostomy bag at her work, and I think she was like not riding, but she was wheelchairing around the office, and it got caught on something, and it opened up, and all of the insides of the poop went everywhere all over the office, and they had to shut down to like clean everything.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's bad.
I would have been so stoked to get the day off, but imagine.
And also the smell of sewage you would have loved.
Yeah, your favorite thing.
Your favorite scent and odor.
I do like that smell. I don't like the smell.
That's so weird.
Of shit. I know
sewage
that
shit is included in sewage.
It is, but it's
so
like
then not being wrong.
It's a mixture.
About it.
There is definitely an added element to sewage that's not just the same from like a toilet or something. There's more going on. It's like the sulfur or the methane or something building up, and it's really much worse.
Complex, sexy sort of thing. It's. I told you guys.
It's like Drakkar Noir or something. Just like,
I know that it's gross, and I don't mentally like. I know that there's shit in there, and I'm like, ugh, like it, in spite of myself, I like the smell. I'm not like, just like, oh, like I think it's amazing and I love it. Like I know that it's gross and I don't like, I'm not like inhaling it deeply, but like when I get whiffs of it, I'm like, oh, like I like that smell. Like I can't help it.
Which, by the way,
Yeah.
so we did do a poll on Instagram as to, if you like the smell of sewage or not. And I think last time I saw it was like 80 no, 20 yes.
20.
And so
I
yeah,
think
but one of them
20%.
was for sure a joke. Like someone had voted yes as a joke.
See, I was going to say before you put that poll up, like, it's such a ridiculous question that I feel like a lot of people would vote like, yeah, I love the smell of sewage because it's an insane position to have.
So Stephanie did it, not Raul. So if it wasn't like comedians trying to be cheeky, like saying yes or whatever. It was like normal people. And I'm sure some people, whatever. But I think even like 15% is enough to where it's like, it's not just me.
15% would shock me if it was that high as part of the general population. It would shock me because it's like the quintessential, it's the platonic ideal of a bad smell is sewage. It's like the thing I think of to compare other bad smells.
I'm trying to think of a smell that I really hate. Well, urine. I think urine is
very bad, and which is also part of sewage.
No, sewage doesn't smell like urine.
Well, but it is included in it.
That's one of the ingredients.
That's one of the ingredients. That's what's sprinkled in. So it's a little bit of that.
By everything else that it just you don't smell.
Yeah, no, the pee is like cilantro, where it's like it overpowers everything.
Yes.
Yeah, much like cilantro, I don't personally like the taste.
Yeah, there was something. Oh, like Regal juice. I hate that smell.
That's funny. That's what I was gonna say. I actually like. I wouldn't say I hate it. So Regal juice is.
It's the so once you empty the trash cans at the end of the day, there's a lot of popcorn, soda, there's like jalapeno juice, nachos, hot dogs, just all of, and then all at the bottom, people don't empty their sodas out before they put them in the trash can. So there is a lot of liquid at the bottom of the trash bags, and usually it gets out and gets places, and it's called Regal juice, and it smells very sour, just like I don't even know how to explain it because it's not really like throw up, because I think throw up smells better than Regal juice, but it's just really bad. And people would get it on their hands and like wipe it on the walls and stuff, and the walls are
very
cloth.
sour.
Yeah, it's really sour. It's gross.
Who was wiping it on the walls? Customers?
Because if you get also employees too. And like if you get any of it kind of on you, like you just like, because also the walls of the theater are kind of cloth, and so it is like an unnatural thing to think that like, I'll just wipe my hand on this,
you don't want
on
that
this
smell
cloth.
on you.
Yeah,
I'm not arguing that they should just chill with it, but maybe a napkin or.
Yeah, but you got to clean those theaters real fast. Like you only have a certain amount of time before you got to get to the next one. And it's like you have like sometimes you only have like a 5-minute window or less to like clean one theater. And so you got to really be rushed. I'm serious. And
so you are defending the practice of wiping Regal juice on the walls of the theater to permanently soak in the smell of the worst smell in the world, according to you.
If you walk into some of the theaters, you can, if you know what to look for, you can get a faint hint of it for sure.
Okay. Interesting. I assumed you would be on the side of don't wipe this disgusting trash juice.
Well, it's just a matter of like, we get why it happens.
Yeah,
I get why it would happen. I just don't think it's good. That's my opinion.
Well, I mean, ideally, they would have a hand washing station in every theater, Jake, but they don't. So
you just gotta figure out a way to, just get rid of it. Just like, just wipe it on the walls. Wipe it on you, because you're not gonna wipe it on your clothes. That'd be.
You should wipe it on your clothes.
And you always have the people that are early to the movies that are like standing there. There are like, this would annoy me so much. Staring at you, clean the theater. Like, and can we sit down yet? Like, we're cleaning the fucking theater. Like, go away. That happens all the time. So you're not going to be like, let me go wash my hands real quick.
Yeah, like they're afraid that they're gonna miss this pre-trailer show or something.
mean,
Like, what
just-
do you? What do you?
I have to see the movie trivia about who was in
Yeah.
Titanic. That's
Yeah.
I need to find that.
They're just trying to do that word scramble. They're just like, fucking Back to the Future or whatever. You know, it's
And
not
it
important.
replays like at least 30 times before the
Yeah.
movies. So you're not going to miss it.
Yeah, I mean, ideally you get there maybe 3 minutes before the movie starts.
Mhm.
That's what you want. You want to be sitting there for fucking 20 minutes just watching those word jumbles and what movie is this quote from, that kind of shit. That's the most boring shit in the world.
I mean, if
What are you
I'm
doing?
there early, I'm glad for it, like if I have to sit there, thank you for entertaining me one go of it.
Sure. I mean, yeah, if I was there already, I'd prefer that to just a totally blank screen. But I'm not like looking forward to that and planning my day around, oh, how do we get there?
Yeah, people get so
25
mad.
minutes early.
I've never worked at a job where people get more mad than at the movie theater for everything. Everything.
Now that all the theaters are closing down, what are people gonna get mad about? You know?
I don't know. What
Well, I
is
think
another
people have been very
kind
chill lately.
hobby?
So maybe people are over it. They're just not going to get mad anymore.
Let me do a review, and then maybe we'll do another one and close out.
Okay.
All right. So it's a review for Dave and Buster's. That's a 1 star. Randy, you took forever and forgot my husband's beer, and was a little rude when I asked for you to explain the menu to me. Every time I come, it's not a great experience. If I don't want to give you a tip, don't keep pressuring my husband to give you one. You don't deserve it. But I did give you $5 so that you could get off my husband's back. I love Dave and Buster's, but both times I have come, my servers aren't the best. Dave and Buster's, please tell your servers not to beg for a tip. It's unprofessional and uncomfortable. And on top of that, there was a mess in the bathroom and the toilet paper was everywhere. The roll I had to wipe my ass with was on the floor. Ew.
Yeah, ew. Yes. Use toilet seat covers.
They actually said the roll I had to use to wipe
my ass with was on the floor.
How about just the roll I had to use was on the floor? And then
No, they wanted to specifically because they also have a different roll that they use to like to blow their nose. And so
sure.
So the one that they wanted
roll.
to use to wipe their ass with was on the floor, and that's a no-no.
Yeah, let me fill in a little of the blanks here. Just I don't need to hear you talk about your own ass in your review. I could put it together what you're using the toilet paper for.
Well, it could have been her vagina.
It's true.
That's a good point. I would really respect it if she was like, the toilet paper I had to use to wipe my vagina was on the floor.
I
Then
would
I'd
have
be
liked
like,
it a lot.
okay, if you hadn't said that, I would have assumed ass. So thank you for clarifying.
Wait, her first complaint was that they brought her husband the wrong food.
Yeah, they forgot, I guess, his beer or something. They took forever. They forgot the beer. They were rude when they were asked about the menu, and also apparently kept pressuring the husband to give you a tip. And then she was like, "You don't deserve it, but I did give you $5."
Well, at first I was going to be like, this lady's awful, but then I remember that I got kicked out of Dave and Buster's once. So,
So
glad you got
fuck
one
Dave and
from me
Buster's.
here.
Fuck you, Dave. Fuck you, Buster.
Why did you get kicked out of Dave and Buster's?
We've talked about this, right?
Well,
Maybe we
because
have.
I was drinking when I was 20, but okay.
Oh, I see. It was unjust. Okay.
But what I think is a little outrageous about it was our server served me the entire time. And then at the very end of dinner, he was like, "Can I see your ID?" And I was like, "No." And then so he was like, "You have to go." And they escorted me out. I was like, "I'm gonna leave. Like, I'm not fighting to stay." So I just thought it was really ridiculous that it was like they served me the entire time and then they asked me for my ID and then they acted like I was going to try and run back in the place or something. I don't know. It was just weird to me.
You were escorted with by security and stuff?
It was
Did
really
they do the hand in the back?
No, I don't remember if he. I probably would have been. Don't touch me.
Do you think they were escorting you out because you had just committed a crime? Maybe that was playing. Maybe that was a part of it.
Okay, but why would they ask me at the very like that? I'm sorry. A little of it is on them.
100%. You got to ask either at the very beginning or never at all. You can't ask right at the end.
Yeah, I think what probably happened was our waiter didn't care, and then at the end, like maybe a manager or something was like, "Did you card this?"
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what happened. But
Now, when they were like, "Oh, you have to leave," did you slam your drink? Did you like go, and then out the door?
No, I already finished everything. He literally came up to me as I was taking the last sip, I think. And
Okay. Because I've had to kick people out of the madhouse for for taking off their wristband and ordering drinks, and there's been a few times where that's their move is like, hey, I know you took out, I know I wristbanded you, you have drinks, you have to leave, and they're like, they just like go to their drinks and just start slamming and stuff. And it's like, dude, like, go, you have to leave, let's go. And then as I'm like kind of like trying to ease, they still have their drink in hand, just like trying to chug the rest of it.
Well, I mean,
it's very sad.
But they paid for it, right? So like if you got kicked out of the movie theater, we had to refund the people because we're not allowing them to watch the movie. So if you are kicking people out and they paid for these drinks, they should be able to chug it on the way, I think.
Yeah, but it is
at a
illegal
comedy club though.
So.
They had not paid yet.
Oh,
yeah. Because at the comedy clubs you typically like pay at the end or something.
Oh, right. So then they're getting free drinks.
Well, it's just we assume they will be paying at the end, of course, but then
I mean, when you don't have them pay for it.
We try, but it's like typically such a fucking mess that they will leave or like because it's embarrassing, of course, to be kicked out or whatever, and so they'll typically just kind of go or not stick around like, oh, let me also take care of your bill and please tip,
Mm-hmm.
And so so it's just a matter of like, just fucking get out of here.
We have time for one last one.
Yeah, let's do one last one, Jake.
Okay, this one's very short. This is a review for Zion National Park. You guys know what that is?
Mm-hmm.
Zion National Park. One of the most beautiful parts in the country, in my opinion.
I don't think I've ever been to a national park ever.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Zion's a good one to go to.
Road trip, baby.
Yeah, we'll go next weekend. So, Zion National Park, 1-star review. Snack bar closed early, 1:30. Greens are in terrible condition. And that's it. So, snack bar closed early.
Who is this guy that is going to national parks and that's like his main priority? It's like, my parks, I need the snack bar to be open at least till 2. All right. That's what it says on this travel booklet. It says snack bar 2 p.m. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to imagine a snack bar that would close at 1:30. It is a weird time to close a snack bar, unless it's like a lunch thing.
Or maybe Sunday. Maybe it's Sunday.
Sure. Yeah, good. Any number of reasons. But to me, if I was going to review Zion National Park, I would probably try to look at the big picture and not just what time the snack bar closed. That would not be, if that's the overriding experience of your trip.
Probably, yeah. Don't leave your house ever.
Yeah, it's just not worth it to go to a beautiful part of America.
What else are you disappointed about? I wonder.
You could just go to like Hometown Buffet. It seems like you'd have a better time there.
Oh my God, yeah.
Brittany just lit up.
I mean, yeah, I wish we could go to a Hometown Buffet.
That's what I miss. Yeah, I miss buffets. Man.
You think buffets are coming back?
Ever? Don't you?
I don't know.
I would think eventually, but yeah, obviously right now is a bad.
That's got to be the last thing to reopen.
Maybe, but if we get a vaccine, why wouldn't they?
Well, I just feel like culture is going to be changed after this. Like people are going to wear masks more often. People are going to, be like have germs on their mind more for a long time.
Yeah, but I think there's also going to be a lot of people really wanting to go back to the way things were.
Oh yeah, me too.
The thought of Hometown Buffet never reopening is killing Brittany right now, and she's like, I can't.
Tell me they'll open.
They're
Yeah.
coming back. I swear on my life, they'll be back.
She needs something to look forward to, Jake. Can you give her this, please?
Yeah, I mean, I think they'll come back. I think they will. But
They brought samples back at Costco, so I think that they would.
And that seems like that'd be a big no-no, post-pandemic. But
yeah,
here
and
it
look
is
what's
already.
happening right now. Look what's happening.
That's true.
They're skyrocketing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Hopefully, Hometown Buffet comes back, and we can all go there and then go to do the zip line in Fremont and Vegas, and that'll be our weekend.
All right, I think that's been our episode. Thank you guys so much for listening. You can follow us on Instagram at Zero If I Could Podcast on Instagram, or please do like our Facebook page.
Us on iTunes and subscribe.
Oh yeah. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe on iTunes as well.
Okay,
All right,
goodbye.
that's been our episode. Thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye.